Scorpio, I'm going to reveal the whole truth about a woman. Can you feel it? There's something strange in her eyes, a mystery, an energy that oscillates between fascination and distrust. And today, you are about to find out the whole truth about this woman. She who observes in silence, who claims to be by your side, but perhaps it hides more than you imagine. This week, a powerful transit between the Moon and Pluto activates your perception of hidden intentions and female relationships in your life. And that includes friends, relatives, work colleagues, or even silent rivals. There is a woman around you who, that's not entirely true. She may admire you, but she may also envy you. She might compliment you, but inside, she'll be comparing you. The universe is lifting the veil. You will begin to see the unspoken gestures, averted glances, words spoken in a false tone. Scorpio, this woman didn't come into your life by chance. She came as a mirror or a test. But now you are ready to see what was hidden. In the coming days, pay attention. In conversations that change the subject as you approach, in forced praise, in information that reaches you with half-truths, or in subtle attitudes that make you doubt yourself. This woman may be competing in silence, spreading doubt about you, trying to get closer to someone important to you. Scorpio, you are ruled by Pluto, the planet of truth, power, and transformation. You see what nobody else sees. And now, your intuition will scream, the truth that your eyes have already perceived. But be careful, don't confront them yet. Wisdom lies in observing, gathering signs, and choosing the right moment to act. Scorpio, you know exactly who she is. As you read this, her face appeared in your mind even before I finished the first sentence. This woman who occupies space in your thoughts in ways you don't admit to anyone. This woman who confuses you, attracts you, irritates you, challenges you, fascinates you, all at the same time. And today, at this very moment, I'm going to tear away the veil and show you who she really is beneath all the layers she shows to the world. Get ready, because what I'm about to reveal will completely change how you see her and especially how you deal with her from now on. She is not who you think she is, neither better nor worse, just radically different from the image she projects and that you have accepted as truth. And the most disturbing thing, she knows you don't see her completely. She counts on it. She needs you to continue seeing only the version of her that she allows you to see. Because if you saw the totality of who she really is, with all the contradictions, fears, manipulations, and vulnerabilities, the balance of power between you would shift instantly. And that is exactly what is about to happen now. I'm going to tell you truths she'll never admit, things she barely admits to herself when she's alone at night and her defenses finally fall. I'm going to reveal what she really wants from you, why she acts the way she does, what she feels but hides, and most importantly, what she's afraid you'll discover about her. Every word I'm going to say has been deciphered through patterns I've observed repeatedly in women who orbit Scorpios. It's not a coincidence, it's an archetypal pattern, and you're about to understand exactly how this pattern manifests in your specific situation. First, let me tell you what she sees when she looks at you. She sees you as someone who can see right through her, and that simultaneously terrifies and fascinates her. Most people accept the superficial version she presents of herself, but you don't. Your Scorpio gaze pierces beyond her social performance, and she knows it. That's why she watches you with that strange intensity. That's why she constantly tests you. That's why she alternates between getting closer and pulling away. She's trying to figure out how much you really see, how much you really know about who she is behind the carefully constructed mask. Now I'm going to tell you something that will reorganize everything you thought you knew about her. She doesn't have control over you. You have control over her through the way she seeks your validation. It may not seem that way. She may act as if she's indifferent, independent, impossible to reach. But observe carefully, and you'll see the microscopic signs of how much your opinion of her matters. how she subtly changes her behavior when you're present, how she monitors your reactions to what she says and does, how she creates situations to ensure you notice something specific about her. This woman is in a complex dance where she tries to maintain control while secretly seeking something from you that she can't get on her own. For Scorpios born between October 23rd and November 2nd, this woman is someone you met through professional or social circumstances. She presented herself as strong, confident, self-sufficient, almost cold even. But the truth she hides is that she is deeply insecure about her true worth and uses you as a mirror to confirm that she is as impressive as she needs to believe she is. Every interaction with you is a test to see if you still see her as extraordinary. For those born between November 3rd and 12th, this woman has been in your life for a long time. It could be a family member, an old friend, or a long-term relationship. The truth about her is that she has built an entire identity based on being the person everyone turns to, the strong one, the one who solves everything. But this person is consuming you because she never lets anyone, including you, see when she's broken inside. And this creates a barrier between you that neither of you knows how to cross. And for those born between November 13th and 21st, this woman is someone who stirs you on romantic or emotionally intense levels. The brutal truth about her is that she's repeating a pattern she learned very early on, creating connection through intensity rather than real intimacy. She knows how to make you feel more alive when you're with her, but she never lets you get close enough to truly know her. And she does this on purpose because real intimacy terrifies her more than loneliness. But regardless of which of these categories she fits into, there is a universal truth about this woman that applies in all cases. She is trapped in an internal conflict that she doesn't know how to resolve. Part of her desperately wants you to see her completely, vulnerabilities, flaws, fears, everything. But another part is terrified that if you see her completely, you will walk away. And so she remains trapped in this limbo of approaching and distancing herself, of partially revealing herself and then closing herself off again, of creating a connection and then destroying it before it becomes too real. I'm going to tell you now what she does when she's alone thinking about you. She rehearses conversations she'll never have. She creates scenarios in her head where she's finally completely honest about what she feels and thinks. She imagines alternative versions of your dynamic where she doesn't need to keep all the defenses active. And then, when she actually interacts with you, none of that manifests. She reverts to safe patterns, automatic defenses, rehearsed performances, and then she hates herself for it, but she doesn't know how to do it differently because the risk of rejection seems greater than the burden of remaining hidden. Now for the part that will really impact you. She knows you're different. She knows you offer something she doesn't find in other people. It could be understanding, depth, intensity, authenticity, something that resonates with parts of her that lie dormant in most of her other relationships. And that scares her deeply, because accepting what you offer means having to lower her defenses. It means having to be real. It means risk. And she spent so much time building fortresses around herself that the idea of voluntarily opening the gates feels like emotional suicide. Let me reveal the specific lies she tells you. She says she's fine when she's broken inside. She says she doesn't care when all she wants is for you to see how much she cares. She acts like she has unlimited options, when in reality, you're the only person she can imagine anything real with. She feigns indifference when your presence or absence determines the quality of her day. She builds walls and says it's because she values independence, when in reality, it's because she's afraid of dependence. And here's the most painful truth about her. She's actively sabotaging what could exist between you two, not because she doesn't want to, but because she wants it so badly that the fear of losing it is paralyzing. So she acts in ways that create exactly the outcome she fears most: distance, misunderstanding, disconnection. And when that happens, she convinces herself that, "I knew it would end this way." validating her own self-fulfilling prophecies without realizing that she created them herself. But Scorpio, here's what she doesn't know about you that I'm going to reveal to you now. You've already seen all of this. Maybe not with the clarity you're experiencing right now reading these words, but your Scorpio perception has already intuitively grasped each of these truths. You've already felt the contradictions in her. You've already perceived the tests. You've already seen the moments where the mask slipped and something real appeared before she quickly put it back in place. You weren't imagining it. You were reading correctly. Your intuition about her has been accurate all along. And now comes the part where I tell you what to do with all this truth. Because knowing someone deeply isn't enough. You need to decide what to do with that knowledge. You basically have three options, and each one will take your life in completely different directions. Option 1, you confront her with these truths. You put everything on the table and force a real conversation about who she is and what's really going on between you. This could lead to a profound transformation in the dynamic, or it could send her running so far and so fast that you'll never see her the same way again. It's the option with the highest risk and the highest potential reward. But it only works if she's at a point in her life where she's ready to do the work of confronting her own defenses. Option 2, you simply walk away. You use these truths as motivation to create distance and protect yourself from her cycle of closeness and distance. You decide that even understanding why she is the way she is, you are not willing to continue in a dynamic where you have to decipher codes and navigate emotional minefields constantly. This is the self-preservation option. It's valid, it's healthy in many situations, and only you can assess if it's what you need to do. Option 3, you hold on to these truths as silent knowledge that empowers you to navigate the dynamics with more clarity and less emotional frustration. You don't confront, you don't completely withdraw, but you also don't allow yourself to be manipulated by her patterns because now you see them clearly. You choose when to engage and when to retreat based on a real understanding of what is happening. This is the option of wisdom and patience, but it requires immense emotional strength to maintain. Which of these options resonates most with you? Which seems most aligned with what you need at this moment in your life? There is no right or wrong answer. There is only the answer that honors where you are and what you are willing to invest or not invest in that specific dynamic. But before you decide, let me tell you a few more truths about her that will influence your decision. This woman isn't evil. She's not intentionally trying to hurt you. She's simply operating from old wounds that never fully healed. There are probably experiences in her past that taught her that vulnerability is dangerous, that trusting someone completely leads to betrayal, that showing your cards results in them being used against you. And so she developed all these protective mechanisms that are now so automatic she doesn't even realize when she's using them. The real question is she willing to do the work of dismantling those defenses? Is she at a point where she can recognize her own patterns and choose to do things differently? Or is she so identified with her defenses that questioning them feels like questioning her entire identity? Because if it's the latter, no matter how well you understand her, change won't happen until she decides internally that she's ready to do that work. And here's something you might hear. You can't save her. You can't love her as much as she loves you. You can't be so patient, so understanding, so consistent that she finally feels safe enough to let down her defenses. These things can help, but the decision to change has to come from her. And forcing it or expecting her to change for you will only leave you exhausted and resentful. So here's the final and most important truth I need to reveal to you about this woman. She's a mirror. What you see in her, what frustrates you about her, what fascinates you about her, all of that is showing you something about yourself that you need to examine. Maybe it's about your own defenses, maybe it's about patterns you repeat in relationships, maybe it's about what you're willing to tolerate versus what you deserve, maybe it's about how you deal with emotional intensity or the lack thereof. This woman entered your life not just to create drama or confusion. She entered as a teacher, and the lesson may not be what you thought it would be. It may not be about winning her over, or keeping her, or finally getting her to open up. It may be about you learning boundaries, or recognizing your own worth, or understanding where you get lost in intense dynamics, or realizing that not every connection that seems destined needs to be pursued. Scorpio, in the coming days, observe how she interacts with you through this new lens of understanding. See if you can identify the patterns I will reveal. Notice when she is present. Observe when she approaches and when she retreats. Observe the contradictions between what she says and what she does. And above all, pay attention to how all of this makes you feel, because in the end, the truth about her matters less than the truth about what you want to do with this information. You have the power now. You don't have the power to control it or change it. You never have and never will have that power. But you do have the power to consciously choose how you respond to it. The power to decide how much of yourself you invest in that dynamic. The power to see clearly instead of reacting blindly. And that power is released in ways you are only beginning to understand. The truth about this woman is that she is human. Wounded, scared, conflicted, trying to protect herself while simultaneously yearning for real connection, like all of us. The only difference is that you can now see it clearly, and seeing clearly gives you choice, and choice gives you power, and power gives you freedom. Use this freedom wisely, Scorpio. Use it to create the life you truly want, not the life you think you should want, or that others expect you to want. Use it to honor both your needs and its limitations. Use it to make decisions that make sense for your well-being, not just for the emotional intensity of the moment. Use it to grow through this experience instead of merely surviving it. The truth has set you free. Now the question is, what are you going to do with that freedom? Your biggest challenge will be, stay calm when everything comes to light. You can feel anger at having trusted, guilt for not having seen it sooner, or even sadness at realizing that someone close is acting deceitfully. But the truth is, you already knew, you just didn't want to believe it. The great opportunity now is to sever the energetic ties with that presence. This woman may be connected to you through superficial friendship ties, shared interests, or even family ties that are difficult to break. But remember, you are not obligated to keep around those who pretend to be with you. This break, even if subtle, will bring mental clarity, energetic peace, and emotional liberation. You don't need confrontation to win. You need awareness to protect yourself. The truth will come out soon. It could be because of a message was sent in error, an unrelated confession, a comment that unintentionally reveals everything. And at that moment, you will have two choices. Pretend you didn't see it or stand firm and wisely. Scorpio, this woman is not your sworn enemy. She is your disguised lesson. It shows how much you've grown, and how much. There's no need to mix with those who thrive in the shadows anymore. After this revelation, you will become more selective, stronger, and more genuine, because the truth sets you free, even when it hurts. And you, Scorpio, have you ever felt that a woman close to you might not be who she seems? If this message touched your heart, and you know exactly who this woman is, simply share in the comments, "I saw the truth." 3 words that mark your transition from confusion to clarity, from reaction to conscious choice. You don't need to name her or detail the situation. Just mark this moment of revelation. Subscribe to the channel, because in the next videos, I'll show you exactly how to deal with each type of woman who orbits Scorpios. How to set boundaries without creating conflict. How to communicate needs in intense dynamics. How to know when to invest and when to back off. How to use your natural perception to create authentic relationships instead of exhausting psychological games. Turn on notifications. This is your moment of clarity, Scorpio. The moment when you stop trying to decipher impossible codes and begin to see the simple truth beneath all the complexity. This woman is exactly who she is, no more, no less. And now you know. And knowing gives you the power to decide what to do with this truth. Choose wisely. Choose from strength, not weakness. Choose by honoring who you are and what you deserve. The truth is revealed. The rest is up to you.